Hi everyone, so today is going to be a poem and a rant. And it's going to be a mixture of both before and after on the rant part. And what today's about is suicide. And I know no one wants to hear that. No one wants to think of that. But it happens. Sometimes we never know the reason. I've lost a few people I've known. I've noticed things wrong about people, and I didn't speak up. And by the time I realized what was wrong, it was too late. A couple years back, there was a boy in my grade. He was really talkative, always picking fights with me and a few other people I knew, being really loud and obnoxious most of the time. And then the next year, junior year, sophomore, junior, he comes into, I'm in study hall with him, and he's quiet. I mean quiet. This was a kid that never shut up. At least in my mind, he never did. And he was afraid to talk with me. I know I was always threatening people, but that was because they were always bothering me. They were always making fun of me, and he was part of that group. Thinking back of it, I think of all the things that happened. Threatening to beat him with my textbook, trying to stab him in the hand. And then one day, I find out that he had killed himself. And I don't know, I just felt really upset and sad and guilty, because I knew something was wrong. I noticed it. What happened to the kid that would never shut up? To the kid who would sit there and say whatever came to his mind? Asking me if I wanted another last slice of a pizza we had at a pizza party in study hall. She stuttered. And when I say stuttered, I mean stuttered. And thinking about it now, I feel guilty. I feel like I could have done something. That maybe we wouldn't have had to deal with the loss of a classmate. So a couple, between the duration of that time and graduation, we had lost a few other students through suicide and accidents, and some of the kids I didn't really know. But then, still, it's like this kid went to my, boy went to my school. This girl went to my school. And I know nothing about them, but yet I felt sadness. And I wish that there's something that could have been done. To me, suicide needs to be stopped. It needs to be put to an end. It's ruined so many of our lives. And I just wish there's something we could do. Anyways, here's my poem. It's called Suicide. Suicide is a word I know well, because it's a thing that breaks into my thought. Not because of a broken heart or anything like that, but for a ruined soul. A soul that is lost in the world. A soul that is afraid of the world and what it will become. Suicide is not a way out of something. It's a way into something. A new pathway. that a person shall choose, if they choose so. My chest aches when I look at the news, and I hear another story. Yet, I do nothing. We do nothing. It's just another death. Nothing more. What is with today's society that we do not turn our heads when we hear the same story over and over again, playing over and over again on the news, on any social media? We do not turn unless it's someone we know. We look at the world and wait for it to change, but a person, a soul like mine, cannot wait. Or I may be on the news as another suicide. I close my eyes as a soul has decided to end their life. People look down on me. If they want, I can take any more of this. A pace where we never really accepted, even when it looks as if we are. We all wear masks and try to hide our feelings and thoughts. I am a soul which wants it all to end here and now. Why won't any of this stop? This pain, this suffering, this death. Why won't it end? Unless you'd end it or someone else would end it. It's always looked down. Like this. I can understand why people can see the irony in things. But when someone dies, there's nothing you can joke about. There's nothing that you want to talk about. All you have is a person that is in your past and never again in your present or future. I'm sorry for everyone. Sorry. But the time stops, and the Reaper will show himself. He shows himself and is ready to take another life. Ready to lead a life into the afterlife again. The Reapers are what finish the job. But people are what do the job most of the time. Either if it's to end themselves or end another. It's a matter of time before things will come to an end. Still, stop, think, help. Don't make another person a face on the news. And that would be the end of the poem, and I know it kind of talked about even homicide towards the end, or just hurting people. I know some people may not like this poem or even think I have a right to post it, but it's to understand that it's written to a point of view of someone who has thought of suicide. In some eyes, it's maybe a person who has already killed themselves. To me, I'm barely alive. I was barely alive around the time all of that was happening, until about like a year or so ago. I pulled my life together. I pulled myself from the depths of my depression, of my pain, and I wanted to help others pull themselves from that. I don't want to see them as a face on the news, as one who had ended their lives, as someone in an obituary. That I'd only see through pictures. And I know I don't really have a right to post something like this. I mean, I don't know why I think that, but I do. I want people to understand that all of this is being serious. All of this is being looked at by someone who's thought of this, someone who's sure I wasn't close with these people, but I've experienced that. I've experienced this being scared. Like, you hear someone talking about suicide, that they want to die. I know this very well. It's something I've dealt with. And I just want it to be understood that this is something that needs to be stopped. Hell, there are people who are just depressed by nature. Maybe they can't stop the thoughts. Maybe they just go along with it. Maybe people can become obsessed with something and it stops. Because of that, they end for them. But we don't need it to be the end. We can try to stop that. We can try to be generous. We can try to be nice. We can try to... No, nice is too simple of a word. We need to be kind. We need to be generous. We need to be honest. We need to be loyal. We need to be helpful. Because we need to stop and think. Stop and think about others while we think about ourselves. And maybe, just maybe, we could put an end to this, or at least put a very large dent in the percentage of people who have committed suicide. We can put an end to most of them by saying a nice word, by being helpful, by being generous. I know what it's like to think of that, and I hope that we can all just group together and help each other. Even if it can't mean everything, it can mean something. Let's put an end to this. I guess I'll call it a night, since it's 1 in the morning. So, for everyone, good night, good morning, happy birthday, happy late birthday. Have a nice life. Be strong. Be you. Still, be kind. Be helpful. Be generous. Be honest. Be loyal. Be everything in a positive way that you can be. So, bye. See you until next time.